Now, the latest development from Google that it describes as a state-of-the-art quantum computer chip. The company claims Willow leapfrogs over the supercomputers that we used to consider the world's fastest, and it takes 5 minutes for them to solve a problem that would currently take supercomputers 10 septillion years.
China has achieved remarkable leaps in quantum chip technology. The Chinese Jiuzhang chip is disrupting industries, national security, and even the strategic balance of power. China has even gone as far as investing heavily in quantum research for years, and the results are shaking the world. But how does this chip work? And what does it mean for the future of global technology? Join us as we break down the innovations behind China's quantum chip and its world-changing potential.
Computing research has taken a quantum leap at the University of Science and Technology of China. Its quantum laboratory has developed a semiconductor quantum chip.
China's quantum leap. China has achieved an impressive rise in quantum capabilities. To be fair, they have invested heavily in quantum computing, quantum communication, and quantum cryptography over the years, and it is finally paying off big time. It started a few years ago when the Chinese Communist Party boldly decided to lead the world in quantum research. They poured billions of dollars into building state-of-the-art research facilities and funding their brightest minds to work on these groundbreaking technologies. Quantum computers can solve problems that even the fastest supercomputers in the world would take years to handle.
Now, the latest development from Google that it describes as a state-of-the-art quantum computer chip. We used to consider the world's fastest, and it takes 5 minutes for them to solve a problem that would currently take supercomputers 10 septillion years.
And the goal of the Chinese was simple. They wanted to be the first to unlock the full potential of this technology and gain a massive advantage in science, technology, and even security. What happened next changed the face of quantum technology forever. Keep watching to find out. China revealed something that stunned the global scientific community: the Jiuzhang quantum computer. If you've never heard about it, this machine is what scientists call a quantum supremacy computer. Let's break that down. Jiuzhang can perform specific calculations faster than the most potent classical supercomputers ever could. To give you an idea, Jiuzhang solved a mathematical problem in just 200 seconds that would have taken the world's fastest supercomputer 2.5 billion years to complete. It was a jaw-dropping achievement and showed that China wasn't just competing in the quantum race. They were leading it. But this wasn't just a one-time achievement. China has been consistent in making progress. The Chinese also integrated their quantum capability into satellite technology. They launched the Messias satellite, the world's first quantum satellite.
China has launched the very first quantum satellite developed by a team of Chinese and Austrian scientists. The rocket took to the heavens from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China.
What makes this special is its ability to send quantum encrypted messages, which are nearly impossible to hack. How exactly does it make that happen? Messias uses quantum key distribution. If anyone tries to intercept the key, it immediately changes, making the message unreadable. This technology has completely changed how sensitive information is shared over satellites. The Chinese are quickly moving into a world where hackers cannot attack their government secrets, bank accounts, or personal data, and the Messias satellite proved they could do it. In 2017, it achieved a groundbreaking feat by sending a quantum encrypted video call between China and Austria, covering over 7,600 kilometers. This was the first time such secure communication had been demonstrated over such a long distance. But how exactly do Chinese quantum capabilities compare to those of the United States? What you are about to hear will change everything you think you know about the global tech race. Keep watching. The United States has done some quantum research, but the most advanced so far is the Google Sycamore processor. Sycamore solved a problem in 200 seconds that would have taken the world's fastest classical supercomputer around 10,000 years. But don't forget that the Chinese Jiuzhang performed better because it solved a calculation that would take the most advanced American supercomputers billions of years to complete. This shows that while the US maintains significant capabilities with its tech giants like Google and IBM leading the way, the Chinese are far ahead in the quantum race. The difference lies in their machines and strategies. Let's talk a bit about China's strategic approach to quantum research. China's quantum strategy. The Chinese created a long-term plan to maintain an edge over other countries in the quantum technology race. For instance, the Chinese Academy of Sciences and other top research institutions brought together teams of physicists, engineers, and computer scientists to work on solving the most complex challenges in quantum mechanics. Chinese universities and private companies also formed a common front in the struggle for quantum supremacy, unlike in the United States, where individual private companies like Google and IBM often lead efforts. Of course, you can't downplay the role of the Chinese government. The government has poured endless cash flow into the people's struggle with quantum research.
As per the report, Chinese scientists are exploring various attack approaches on specialized quantum computers in the latest work led by Wang Chao at Shanghai University.
According to media reports, China allocated more than $10 billion to its National Laboratory for Quantum Information Sciences in Hefei. No other country can boast of such massive investments in quantum capability. By comparison, the US government has invested about $1.2 billion in quantum research under the National Quantum Initiative Act, which is still significant, but far less than China's spending. China's achievements have also inspired a sense of pride among its scientists and citizens. This isn't just about technology. It is about national ambition and showing the world that China can lead in areas traditionally dominated by Western countries. For decades, countries like the US and Germany were seen as the frontrunners in cutting-edge technology. But now, China is proving it can innovate just as well, if not better, in specific fields. And what the Chinese did next left everyone speechless. China adjusted the national education curriculum with more focus and resources on quantum capabilities. China has been producing a steady stream of experts in quantum physics and related fields. Universities like Tsinghua and the University of Science and Technology of China are at the forefront of training the next generation of quantum scientists. This strong talent pipeline ensures that China will continue to progress for years, and honestly, they will have the highest number of quantum experts worldwide. Even more impressive is how China has quickly closed the gap with other global powers. Quantum technology is a field that requires not only funding, but also years of expertise and experimentation. For China to have achieved so quickly is a testament to their focus and determination. Now, why does all this matter? Why is quantum technology such a big deal? Quantum computers can solve problems that are currently impossible to tackle. We are talking about creating new medicines by simulating complicated molecular interactions, optimizing global supply chains, and developing new materials with special properties. In essence, quantum technology could change every aspect of our lives, from healthcare to transportation and communication. And China isn't just focusing on one area of quantum research. They're looking at the big picture. While the Jiuzhang computer and the Mikius satellite are the leading machines powered by Chinese quantum chips, China is also improving quantum sensors. If successful, they will enjoy a big leap in navigation and imaging. For instance, quantum sensors could allow submarines to travel in the deep sea without relying on GPS.
GPS is used in all facets of daily life, to include telecommunications, to include financial transactions, agriculture, as well as even ride-sharing services and newer capabilities as they come on board.
Which is vulnerable to interference, or the Baidu navigation system. This would be a game changer for the Chinese military in case of war over the Taiwan Strait. Now the big question is, how will other countries respond? And what challenges will arise as quantum technology becomes more accessible? Keep watching to find the answers, and more. Global implications of China's quantum chip. China's quantum chip is a strategic game changer. We are not talking about the chip's technical capabilities, but its potential to shift the global balance of power. Let's start with how it will affect the global economy. Quantum technology will affect multiple industries. In China, fields like finance, logistics, healthcare, and AI will gain much from the speed of quantum computing. With this quantum chip, China is positioning itself to lead these industries globally. Don't be shocked when the Chinese predict financial markets with unmatched accuracy. We can also expect them to operate supply chains with perfect optimization. Businesses worldwide may soon rely on quantum-powered Chinese platforms to stay ahead of the competition. China's quantum chip could lead to drug discovery and personalized medicine breakthroughs in healthcare. Quantum impacts in healthcare will benefit humanity and strengthen China's reputation as a global hub for medical innovation. Countries and companies worldwide may soon turn to China for solutions to previously unsolvable medical challenges. Beyond helping people's health, China will control a market worth trillions of dollars. But according to quantum experts, the most significant impact will be felt in cybersecurity. The expected impacts of Chinese quantum chips on cyberspace will shock you. We mentioned earlier that quantum chips can break encryption methods, rendering many current systems obsolete. This could allow China to access encrypted data that has been secured for years. We discuss financial records, government communications, and even military secrets. But it's not just about what China can decrypt. It's also about the encryption methods they'll be able to develop. Quantum encryption is practically unbreakable, and whoever controls this technology controls the future of secure communication. Quantum technology has significant implications for national security. Countries worldwide rely on encrypted communication, from defense strategies to critical infrastructure security. If China gains an edge in quantum cryptography, it could outmaneuver others in intelligence gathering and secure its networks against external threats. The mere possibility of this has already sparked quantum fears among nations, with the United States, Europe, and other significant powers scrambling to develop their quantum capabilities. Apart from security, there's the question of technological dependence. If China's quantum chip becomes the gold standard, other nations and businesses might rely on Chinese technology to power their systems. Nobody wants to see a situation where China becomes the tech gatekeeper. Remember that dependence on another country's technology can be risky, as it gives that country significant leverage. Think about having US companies rely on the Chinese quantum network for data security. Of course, no breakthrough comes without challenges. For instance, how do we ensure that quantum decryption is not used to violate individual privacy or national sovereignty? And who gets to decide how this technology is used? We have come to an interesting part of the video, and you don't want to miss it: the quantum problem. Experts agree that the most immediate concern is how quantum chips could be used to break encryption. Current encryption protocols like RSA are foundational to online banking and secure government communications. With the power to break these protocols in seconds, quantum decryption could expose sensitive data to bad actors. The world is fast running into an era where no organization or nation is truly safe. And have you thought about this tech falling into the wrong hands? They could use it to spy on nations, access personal data, or manipulate financial markets. Our national sovereignty itself is at risk. Quantum-powered espionage could destroy diplomatic and military strategies. The question is, how do we regulate such powerful technology? The world is still struggling to regulate artificial intelligence, and honestly, it is not clear yet how we'll handle quantum technology. This also raises concerns about surveillance. Governments with access to quantum technology could monitor their citizens on an unprecedented scale. Tools like quantum sensors can detect changes in physical environments with incredible precision. The government could repurpose them for invasive surveillance systems. This isn't just about stopping crime, it is about controlling our lives. That is not all. Quantum technology will also create an imbalance of power between nations. Countries with advanced quantum capabilities may gain disproportionate influence, leaving smaller nations vulnerable. This could lead to new forms of dependency, where weaker nations rely on quantum-powered solutions from dominant countries, effectively losing their autonomy. Moreover, the current race for quantum supremacy can escalate into a new kind of technological arms race, just like the nuclear arms race between the United States and Russia. China's rise in quantum technology is no accident. It results from years of planning, investment, and hard work. They've set themselves up as a global leader in this space, and their achievements have caught the attention of the entire world. Countries like the US and Europe are racing to catch up, but China's head start gives them a significant advantage. These drones have been circling around in groups and in unusual ways, and this has left people confused and curious about what could be happening.
Where they're coming from and who's controlling them remains a mystery.
Some think it's part of the military's secret projects, while others are wondering if something else is going on. What exactly could be happening? Is there any hidden agenda the U.S. government is not talking about?
This time, we have lots of witnesses. And thankfully, one was a loyal viewer who sent us his own video.
Join us as we reveal the recent happenings surrounding drone sightings in the U.S. skies. The first drone sightings. Reports of strange drones sighted in some states in the U.S. recently have been said to have caused a lot of tension and civil unrest among residents, not leaving out government officials. Before the recent reports, the Federal Aviation Administration had earlier reported drone sightings since mid-November near Morris County, New Jersey. Several eyewitnesses have been said to have reported seeing them in the state starting in November.
For weeks now, New Jersey residents have been plagued by unexplained drones flying overhead. You can see tiny lights behind the trees there in the dark sky, very hard to see.
The drones were said to have been spotted flying along the scenic Raritan River, a river which feeds the Round Valley Reservoir, the state's largest aquifer of about 50 miles, which is 80 kilometers west of New York City. On December 3rd, the FBI field office in Newark confirmed that the public and law enforcement agencies had complained about drone sightings. The Republican New Jersey Assemblyman, Paul Kenitra, told CNN's Sarah Sidner on Friday morning that the police and the Department of Homeland Security confirmed it, that every single night since November 18th, there had been drone sightings around.
Our police, the county, the state, no one has anything to say about it. I think it's crazy.
It was described by the residents of New Jersey as drones that flew overhead and were sometimes in clusters. Morris and Somerset counties, both of which are counties in the New York metropolitan area, have also reported the sighting of the drones. The U.S. Coast Guard, which is part of the Department of Homeland Security, also reported that one of its assets encountered the drones. Drone sightings have now been reported to have spread across 6 states, which includes New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Virginia. Concerns have grown that more drones were near the Picatinny Arsenal, which is a U.S. military research facility, and over President-elect Donald Trump's golf course in Bedminster. It was reported that the sightings made the Federal Aviation Administration issue temporary flight restrictions over the properties.
We're calling upon Congress, and Congressman Smith is leading the way, to modify legislation so that not just 3 federal agencies are able to have drone detection and de-drone equipment.
Democratic Senator Andy Kim of New Jersey was said to have posted videos that showed clusters of drones over the Round Valley Reservoir on Thursday night.
We're talking about the FAA should be able to tell us whether or not some of these are manned aircraft just based off of their expertise, their knowledge of flight patterns and timings of that.
But on Saturday posted on X that most of the aircraft he thought were drones were almost planes. The aircraft have also been reported to be seen in coastal areas. Republican U.S. Rep. Chris Smith said a Coast Guard commanding officer told him a dozen drones closely followed a guard lifeboat near Barnegat Light and Island Beach State Park in Ocean County over the weekend. Several other unrecognized drones were also reported to have entered the airspace above the Naval Weapons Station, Earl of the U.S., but no direct threats were said to have been seen. Reactions and speculations. The issue of drone sightings across the U.S. was said to have generated lots of reaction from different political stakeholders. Lawmakers criticized the response of the government to the sightings in the Northeast. The criticism came just a day after the federal agencies that led the response held a news briefing that left reporters and the general public with more questions than answers. They were said to have downplayed and legalized the growing concern about the reported drones, as officials emphasized that there was no evidence of a security threat. Also, the officials from the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI were said to have offered diverse attempts to dismiss or explain the source of the reported sightings. An FBI official was said to have pointed to the similarities between flight patterns and drone sightings.
We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that, of one or more people that are responsible for those drone flights.
He said that it was indicative of manned aviation being mistaken for unmanned aviation or an unmanned aviation system. He further stated that there have been unmanned aircraft systems flying over the state of New Jersey. How true was that statement? Could it be a plot to dismiss the silent agenda of the Democrats before the inauguration of the president-elect? We're yet to find out. Meanwhile, a Defense Department official was reported to have reacted to the claims while discussing the reports over 2 military sites in New Jersey. He said that they did not know whether the activity was malicious or criminal, but described it as irresponsible. The National Security Advisor for President-elect Donald Trump, Representative Mike Waltz of Florida, reportedly took particular issue with the drones reported over military sites and restricted airspaces, including Trump's home in Bedminster, New Jersey.
We've had several incidents that have occurred and are occurring right now in places like New Jersey. Recently, we had an incident at Langley Air Force Base. The threat is real.
He told CBS News Face the Nation on Sunday that the drone issue highlighted gaps in the agencies, authorities, the Department of Homeland Security, local law enforcement, and the Defense Department. He also stressed the need for the Biden-led administration to address the situation thoroughly. A ranking Democratic representative member on the House Intelligence Committee, Jim Himes, was said to have expressed concern about the administration's response to the public. He stated on Fox News Sunday,
Number of aircraft, commercial and private and military, that go over New Jersey in any 24-hour period. And when people see that, they'll be like, oh my God, I cannot believe how many aircraft. And
that the government had a responsibility to provide more information so that people could better understand the real dangers. That's not all. In another report, New Jersey Senator John Bramnick was said to have called for a state of emergency. He reportedly criticized the government for a lack of transparency regarding the unexplained drone sightings, claiming that the government knew what the drones flying over the East Coast were, but was too afraid to inform the public. He told News Nation on Saturday that the authorities really don't want us to know. Bramnick urged the Department of Defense to be honest with the American public, following a series of drone appearances since November. John Kirby, the White House's National Security Communications Advisor, was reported to have reassured the public, stating that the sightings posed no national security or public safety threat. Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security, was also said to have asserted that he was unaware of any foreign involvement. The lack of explanation reportedly sparked significant criticism from some lawmakers, as drones continued to appear around sensitive areas. Due to rising panic, the New Jersey mayor revealed that his fire department had been instructed to wear hazmat suits in case the flying objects crashed. The World Health Organization reported that officials at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio were forced to suspend activities for approximately 4 hours from Friday to Saturday while authorities monitored the situation. There was also a call for transparency from the federal government and legislation on the issue by Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar. She told Face the Nation that there was a need for a briefing for the members of the Senate to figure out what was going on and that they needed transparency. She added the need for new regulatory rules and said she could bring up the issue during the next Congress. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas also sought to reassure the public in the midst of the sightings. He told ABC News that there was no question about people seeing drones, but assured the American public that the federal field had deployed additional resources, personnel, and technology to assist the New Jersey police in addressing the drone sightings.
Last night, starting around 8 o'clock, we started receiving multiple calls from residents about drone activity in the area. Officers went out to investigate.
Further investigations were carried out on the drone sightings, and several claims were put out by the authorities involved. A New Jersey congressman was said to have urged the Pentagon to authorize the use of force to ensure one or more drones are brought down to try to figure out who deployed them. The objects could be downed over the ocean or in an unpopulated area on land, Smith said on Saturday at a news conference. Smith questioned why they couldn't capture at least one of the drones to get to the bottom of the situation. What could the drones mean? Are they exactly what investigations claimed them to be? We would soon find out. Drone investigation and media claims. Several investigations were said to have been carried out in regards to the drone sightings. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Department of Homeland Security on Saturday
explained sighting of drone activity
stressed that most of the recent sightings involved manned aircraft and that there was no evidence of any national security threat. A Federal Bureau of Investigation official was said to have told reporters during an impromptu briefing that the agency was working with 50 local, state, and federal partners to look into the increased reports. It was reported that less than 100 of the over 5,000 reported sightings had turned out to deserve further investigation, and all of the large fixed-wing reported sightings so far involved manned aircraft. An official stated that the combination of efforts so far included technical equipment and tip-line information. He further noted that those making consultations have not found any evidence that supports large-scale unmanned aerial systems activities, adding that many of the sightings occurred along regular flight paths. Extensive efforts were reported to be underway to investigate the remaining cases. An official stated that the investigation involved interviews, radar analysis, and intelligence assessments. The official further mentioned that the sightings could not be ignored and emphasized that they were doing their best to determine the origin of the drone activities. However, he also noted that some people had overreacted to the situation. The reported drone sightings, which began in New Jersey in mid-November, have garnered significant media attention and were said to have led to the creation of a Facebook page called New Jersey Mystery Drones, with 56,000 members. A White House official stated that U.S. President Joe Biden was receiving regular updates on the situation. On Friday, residents and a police officer in Harwich reportedly saw 15 drones flying in the night sky, according to the Boston Herald. The information was relayed to the Boston FBI and the Massachusetts State Police.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are?
Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey said that she was aware of the growing number of drone sightings across the state and that authorities were monitoring the situation closely. In another report, Governor Kathy Hochul of New York on Saturday called for a boost in the federal law enforcement efforts after the runways at a local airport in the Hudson Valley were shut down for 1 hour due to drone activities on Friday. He urged the Joe Biden-led administration to boost law enforcement in New York and other areas. He also called on the Congress to pass drone reform legislation. An official of the Federal Aviation Administration said a temporary ban on drone activity had been put in place over Picatinny Arsenal, a military base in Wharton, New Jersey. He said it was due to expire on December 26th and could be made permanent. A military official was said to have told reporters that there had been drone sightings over Picatinny and another naval weapons station in December, but there had been no foreign actor or any malicious intent. He added that drone operations over military installations have been banned, but have been found to occur from time to time. A second ban was also said to be put in place over Trump's National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, that was due to expire on December 20th, but could be extended, a Federal Aviation Administration official said. What do you think of drones flying around some states in the U.S? ? A drone has just captured something no one was supposed to see in the forbidden area of the Grand Canyon, and these shocking discoveries will leave you questioning everything you know about history. So what are these ancient mysteries, and how and why is the government keen on keeping them away from the masses? Stick around as we explore the mysteries of this wonder of nature. The forbidden area of the Grand Canyon. Although the Grand Canyon National Park is a no-drone zone, a drone recently flew over what is now known as the forbidden area of the Grand Canyon National Park, an area that is closed off from the general public and only accessible to park rangers, military, and government personnel. This area spans across the region around where the Colorado River and the Little Colorado River meet, all the way to the Anasazi Bridge, and is considered sacred by many Native American tribes because of its cultural significance. Among the Native American tribes who live in the area, the Hopi and Navajo make up most of the inhabitants of the area. The Anasazi Bridge is a prehistoric bridge made of pine trees, perched 300 feet above the Colorado River. It is believed to have been used by the people of the ancestral Pueblo culture, from whom the Hopis and Navajos are descended. The government claims the restriction of movement placed around certain parts of the Grand Canyon is to protect the park's natural and cultural resources, ensure tourist safety, and preserve the park for future generations. But conspiracy theorists and alternative researchers insist that it is just an elaborate cover-up. Thank you for staying with us. Tell us what you think about the Chinese leap in quantum capability. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen, and you will enjoy it.